guys. I had to pull off on the side of the road and start to slide. I'm miffed. I'm miffed at even the idea that potentially the DOJ, Donald Trump administration, is toying around with the idea of trying to ban a certain group of people, in this case, transgender, from keeping and possessing firearms. I have an issue with that. I have a big issue with that, and here's why. To ban a certain type of people can go either way. So, just like the title says, we have to defend our Second Amendment right, regardless of which way you believe, by the way. We have to defend our Second Amendment right as fierce as we defend all of our other rights. Imagine not being able to, not defending right to free speech, right to religion, right to counsel, right to remain silent, right to not have unreasonable search and seizures, for example. Imagine not fighting for those rights, okay? Imagine banning a certain type of people on those particular issues. It's not right. We have to defend our Second Amendment right that's codified in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, okay? We have to defend that for all people, regardless of their beliefs, their looks, or, yes, dare I say it, even delusions. Now, I do not agree with probably 99% of the things that the LGBTQ IA plus whatever the damn acronym is. I don't agree with 99% of what they probably believe in. Okay? I don't believe in that. But I do believe in the Second Amendment. And I believe this Second Amendment is for every single American walking within this nation's borders, regardless of how they believe. Now the question comes, okay, well, yeah, there's this uptick in transgender persons committing heinous crimes with firearms. Okay, I agree with that. But let's go ahead and think about this real quick. Let's say, for example, it's successful. Let's say the Trump administration is successful at banning firearms for transgender persons, okay? Because of this uptick in violence that we've seen here as of the last couple of years. Let's say we did that. Let's say that was successful, okay? Then what is preventing anyone else from banning men, remember a group of people, men, from possessing and keeping firearms, because men are most likely to be violent. Men have the overwhelming majority of violent acts over women in this nation. So one could make the argument that because men are so violent, they do not get their Second Amendment right. It's the same argument, right? If Trump is successful, or the administration or whatever, if this news is right, if it's true, and they try to ban transgenders from having firearms solely because they're transgender, then you can ban any group solely because of, whatever. My example being men being the most violent over women. And that is not something I want to go down. The other thing is, let's say, for example, they're successful at banning transgenders from keeping and possessing firearms, which I don't think they will be, and they shouldn't be, because maybe they have some kind of mental thing going on. Okay, sure. Then what's to say they can't ban veterans because they have PTSD or some kind of mental thing going on? You see the road we're trying to go down here? I don't like that road. I don't like that road. If you can ban a people because of a thing, then you can ban another people because of a thing. The Second Amendment is codified in the Bill of Rights, and it's for all Americans, regardless of the way they believe, regardless of the way they dress, regardless of the way they want to be called, regardless of any of that stuff. And I don't believe in those things. I don't believe in those things. I don't think that there should be a they, their, them, Jim, whatever the hell. I don't believe in those things. But I do believe in their right to keep and bear arms, to religion, whether they want to or not, to remain silent. Basically, all of the Bill of Rights, every single one of them, we have a duty as an American people to defend the Second Amendment as fierce as we defend the other Bill of Rights and the Constitution. We have a duty to do that. And it's regardless of whether you believe in that person's belief or not. Now, I'm a Trump supporter, but this is not cool. I do not like even the idea of trying to ban a people from possessing firearms. They tried to do this back in the day when blacks became free. They tried to ban blacks from possessing firearms because they were black. It's the same mentality. I don't like it. Because if you're an American, you have those rights. They're codified in the Bill of Rights. Look, I'm ranting. I'm ranting because I'm a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment, and because I'm a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment, I'm a staunch supporter of every other right. If we aren't a supporter of the Second Amendment for all people, then all the other rights will be given up. If we give up one, all of them are gone. If we just give up one of those rights, all of them are gone. We become some of the other countries. In Europe right now, I can't remember what country, but in Europe right now, there's people being arrested just because they said something on Twitter that didn't align with the government views. Imagine that. Australia banned all firearms except for shotguns. Now I think they want to actually ban shotguns. Like, imagine being in those countries where your speech is suppressed, your right to keep and bear arms, your right to defend yourself is suppressed. In my opinion, in those countries, those people are oppressed and they don't even know they're oppressed. They don't even know they're oppressed. They're like, oh no, this country's great, right? So on and so forth. But they can't do things that normal people should be able to do, like defend themselves or say whatever the hell they want to, when they want to, and how they want to, without violence. Okay? That's a different story. Like, you say something and now there's violence behind it. Well, that's a little bit of a different story, right? You should be able to go and gather and protest and do all those things. You should be able to say something on Twitter that may not align with the views of anybody else. And here in America, this is why we are a beacon of freedom. And we don't always get it right. We don't always get it right. That's true. Okay? But we can't sit there and ban a people because of their beliefs or because of a few incidences that were tragic, don't get me wrong. My heart goes out to those children and the families of those children, not only for the Minnesotans, but also for the Tennesseans a couple years back. And every tragedy, for that matter, is still a tragedy. It's just this one's publicized, politicized, so on and so forth. Look, man, If you're an American, you have to defend the Second Amendment right for all people as fierce as you would all the other rights.